before that, I had been following the government's doctrines about the safety of the fallout from atomic bomb tests. Mm-hmm. And just about the same time, the government was, they found that in the Navy, some people were injured or killed by working around radars. And that got me interested in the effects of microwave radar frequencies. They found that if the wavelength was similar to the diameter of the person's head, they could be very quickly killed as their brain overheated. And in experiments, they found that that same frequency wouldn't kill animals with a small brain at the same level of exposure, because it was a matter of resonance with the properties and size of the animal's head or the organ, so that particular organs could be overheated according to the wavelength.
So this is the excitation that the non-ionizing form of radiation produces.
Yeah, and the U.S. government policy was based very largely on the work of Hermann Schwann, who was brought over from Nazi Germany to work for the government, explaining the safety of microwave and radar waves. And he knew that the brain could be cooked by overexposure, and that technicians sometimes would heat up their hot dogs by putting them in the radar, in front of the radar antenna. Uh-huh. And so he argued that he wasn't a biologist at all, he was a physicist. And he argued that was the only danger from radar or microwaves was if it heated you up. And so he found that to heat up a beaker of salt water noticeably, it required sitting in front of the radar for at least an hour at an intensity of around 100,000 microwatts per square centimeter. And so just to be safe, he and the government said that we'll set the safety limit at 10,000 microwatts per square centimeter.
Okay.
But meanwhile, or earlier, the Soviets had been having technicians get sick working around radar, and so they did experiments to find out what the safe level was, and they determined that only 10 microwatts should be allowed for technicians, and only 1 microwatt per square centimeter for the general public exposure.